friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast episode 119. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our cat Daisy, and I love to crochet and knit and collect yarn. And you can find all that yarny goodness on my social media links. They are linked in the description box down below. Sorry, I have a hair that is tickling my face. Anyway, so yeah, all of my social media links are down below, as well as my email address for this channel. Best way to get a hold of me. Also, all the fancy yarns that I talk about, patterns that I talk about, will be linked down below as well, so you can join and do things with me if you want. So life stuff. I usually try to do life stuff first, because I know some people are just watching my channel to catch up with me. Sorry, this hair, ooh, it's driving me crazy. Tickle. So yeah, so mainly like my mom, she doesn't really care about the yarny stuff, but she wants to know what's going on with me, so I will do the life stuff first. So anyway, sorry to just out you in front of everybody, Mom. Hold on. Okay, so life stuff. Now that I got the hair out of my face. I survived the snowstorm and the cold. Thank goodness. So I'm sure most of you know the US has been in a deep thing. I don't like polar vortex. We had a snowstorm last Friday, so not yesterday, but the Friday before. The school was closed where I work, but I still went in. Those of you who are new, I work at a nonprofit school for special needs children, and then we also have an adult day program for special needs adults. The adults were still working, so my husband still had to go to work because he's an instructor for them. And I was like, well, since he has to go, I might as well go too. So I rode with him, and I was the only one in my building that day because it was so bad that morning. And then by the afternoon, it was just rain, which made me even more worried, but it didn't really freeze. I don't know. Like, once I came home that night, I didn't leave the house for several days. The polar vortex came through Sunday. I woke up to negative 11 degrees. And that's just the air temperature. That's not including the wind chill. I didn't even look to see what the wind chill was. So we actually canceled church on Sunday because we have a lot of older adults who really shouldn't be out in this freezing cold. And we've had a lot of people who have been under the weather. So it's like, you know what? Let's just all stay home, stay warm, get better, and then we'll all come back together next week. So it's supposed to be cold again tomorrow, but not as cold, I should say. It's going to be 15 or something like that. Woohoo! So hopefully, yeah, I mean, Ryan's planning a sermon, so we are going to be meeting tomorrow. So, yeah, it was very cold in the house. Our heat was trying to keep up. It did a pretty good job compared to some of the other stories I saw online, so thankful for that. Thankful for a nice house that would keep us warm. We did take down our Christmas stuff. It's very sad for me because I love having my Christmas stuff up. So that's all down, except last night I was cooking pizza and I was like, oh, we still have this Christmas tea towel on the stove. Let's take that off. So yeah. What else? work has been interesting. So, like, we've been restructuring for the last year, trying to make things work with 2 VPs for my department, which doesn't really work. And so the one VP left the day that nobody was at work. It was supposed to be his last day. Yeah, he didn't even come into work either. And he has a shorter commute than I do. Yeah, so he's actually my neighbor. He lives just down the street. And then Elam, where we work, is even further, just down the street. So yeah, I could actually walk if I want to, but in this cold, no, not doing it. So yeah, so they did make the announcement that my coworker Beth is going to be the manager of our department. So that's something that she had been fighting for, and basically all of us have been fighting for the last year and a half. Is like, why can't she be manager? And part of it was she doesn't have a college degree, and I get that, but at the same time, she's been here a lot longer than a lot of us. And actually now that Dan has left, there's Beth, who's at 10 years, I'm almost at 3, and then Tara and Brian and Michelle have just been a little over a year. What? I'm like the most senior of our team, and I've been there 3 years. That's crazy. So, they did post a position for an associate VP to replace Dan. We'll see how that goes. But we need other people too. That's just, I don't know. So with Beth moving to manager, they're giving me some of her duties, which is fine. Like, it's like I run reports and then it's like twiddling my thumbs. Most of the time I'm like, I feel like I get my stuff done and then I'm like, now what do I do? So I'm kind of glad to have some extra duties piled on me. Like, although during Dutch Fest season, I don't know how. We'll see how that goes. But we've got a while before that happens. What else? January 12th was a day of finishing for me. Of course, that was the day of the snowstorm, so stuck at home. So I actually finished the so I've been going through all the Miss Marple books. So I finished the last Miss Marple Agatha Christie book. And now I'm like, now I don't know what I want to read. I also finished a pair of socks, which you'll see. And then Ryan and I finished our mystery puzzle as well, which was totally fun. So yeah, so I was like, ooh, January 12th, day of finishing for me. So, if you have any book suggestions, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're reading. Just trying to figure out what I want to read next. Right now, I've just been listening to a bunch of podcasts, catching up on those. History Chicks, What's Her Name, Not Just the Tutors. Those are some of my favorite podcasts. I did listen to a podcast. It's called Edith! Exclamation point. And it is like an old-timey radio show where you have actors reading the parts and then they have sound effects that, you know, talking about running and you hear and you hear the footsteps running. It's one of those. So it was really cool. But it's about Edith Wilson, who was the first lady for Woodrow Wilson. And it's specifically in that time when he had a stroke and was basically incapacitated, and she kind of hid it from everybody and took over and was kind of the first female president of the United States. Yeah. It's an over dramatized one. There is language. I'll link it down below, but there is language in it. If that bothers you, then maybe you don't want to listen. But it was interesting, and it had Rosamund Pike, who is Jane Bennett in the 2004 or 2005 Pride and Prejudice, and oh, what's his name? He's in the Marvel movies. He plays Agent Coulson. Coulson? Is that real? Anyway, I'll put it on the screen. I'll look it up, let you know. So he is Woodrow Wilson. Rosamund Pike is Edith. It was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Okay. Shall we talk about yarny goodness? I think we should. First, we're going to talk about what I'm wearing. So this is called the Crimson Cowl. Obviously, I did not make mine in crimson. Mine is in a blush purpley color way. But I really like the stitches. Like, it worked up so fast. And actually, I didn't use a whole lot of yarn. I could actually make another one with what I've got left if I want to do. But yeah, I like how... First, I was kind of weird about... I felt weird about these little spikes here. But with the way it drapes, like, it's not that noticeable. There, you can kind of see it better. So yeah, this was something I finished during Vlogmas. So anyway, finished objects. I have one. Like I mentioned before, I finished a pair of socks. So, I was living in this Christmas bag made for me by Jill, who is one of my yarn advent swap buddies. And then I got this cute button on here. It says "Stashing Through the Snow." This was my Christmas Eve cast on project. The yarn that I used was, let me find the tag. Oh, come on. The yarn is Nomadic Yarns on her yak sock base. Yes, yak. So it is 70% superwash merino, 20% net yak, 10% nylon. And it was a sock set. So this is the contrast color, heels, toes, and cuffs, in the color deep purple. And then this is the main color. Actually, you can see all the colors there. It's a self-striping yarn. The colorway is called Wonderland. And here they are. And I have nice sock blockers to show them to you on. So, last time you saw I was here, I had done one of the heels already. Because when I do my socks, I do them 2 at a time. Just so when I cast off, they are all done. Yeah. So, you can see there's a purple, or a pink, a gold, the deep purple, blue, and then silver. And that is the striping repeat. I did not even really try to match up the stripes because it's going to be on my feet. And yeah, it doesn't really bother me. I know some people are like, the stripes have to match and the socks have to match. I'm not that person. Yeah. So, I'm very excited about this. Yeah. I think I did a 2x2 ribbing for the cuff, and I only did like a 7-row cuff. So, I wanted to do enough of the repeats to make it tall enough. I think it ended up being 43 rows by the time I was done. So I did only 7 rows, so it's 50 rows total for the total leg from the heel. So, yeah, I'm very excited about these. Now that I've shown them to you, I can wear them. Very excited. that is the only finished object that I have. Sorry, this hair keeps tickling my nose. Okay. Make some progress. Shall we get going on this? I have 3 that I'm working on, 2 that I can show you. One of them is a crochet iconic woman, and I don't like to show them when they're mid-make. Like, I just feel it's disrespectful to the lady, even though it's a crochet doll. Like, I don't know, part of me is just like, I can't show her until she's done. But I did want to say that she actually is on a quarter. Yeah. So I am working on, her name is Wilma Mankiller. She's one, definitely go look her up. I linked the History Chicks podcast. They did an episode on her. Go listen to that. She has a really cool story. She is the first, I think she might be the only woman who was like the principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. She won it wasn't a Congressional Medal of Honor. It's one that the president bestows. I'll put it on the screen. I'll look it up, let you know. But yeah, so yeah, she even has her own quarter. And last night I finished her dress and I was like, this looks so cool. I love how it's turning out. So, can't show it to you just yet. But let's continue with crochet. So I am also making crochet cardigan. It is called the Halsey cardigan. It is by Katie and the Squid. There you can kind of see it. I'm thinking I might add pockets to mine, just because that's what I want. It is living in so cute bag with these sheeps, Christmas sheeps. I love it. I got this bag at Yarn House Yarn Studio in Holland, Michigan. The yarn that I am using is a yarn that I've got at Joann's. It is 100% recycled acrylic. It's called the Eddie Bauer Cozy Camp. And the colorway is Carbon. So it's this speckly black. And actually it's looking lighter on the screen than it really is. But yeah. I wanted a black cardigan, but I didn't want it to be like a solid black. It's just not what I wanted. I wanted like a more black tonal. So, here's where we are so far. The construction of this, I'm questioning. But I'm going to keep going. We'll see how it goes. So, this is the back. And then this is the front. 2 sides. I have already connected at the bottom here. I actually went back and added 2 extra rows just to make the sleeves a little bigger, because I want it to be like a slouchy cardigan, like something that is an everyday thing, like something that would be a staple in my wardrobe, something that I'll reach for all the time. So I know right now it's really stiff, but I'm pretty sure once it's washed and dried, because it's 100% acrylic, so I think I can put it in the dryer. It should be nice and floppy the way I want it to be. It's a DK weight yarn. It's not worsted weight, so it should be nice and light, lighter than other cardigans. So yeah, so here where I am so far. It's difficult to put this on. Am I putting it on backwards? No, I'm not. Okay. Let's get this on. There we go. Yeah, so the way that like the front flaps are, I don't know, like, yeah, like hers doesn't really bunch like that. Of course I have this on too, but that should be here, no there. But I have a nice opening here. And I'm sure once, because I mean, I'm not even to my bust really on this. So once, you know, now that I'm just going to be going back and forth for a while, that'll be fun. Yeah, it should, like, once the weight, it'll pull it down more, I think. Will this bother me though in the back? I don't know. But anyway, I'm really liking the fabric that it's creating right now. Of course, trying to get out of this now as gracefully as possible. So yeah, that's the right side. So yeah, that's what it's looking like so far. I'm very excited about this. I'm hoping that it will be what I want it to be. We shall see. The last making progress that I have are these cute little mittens. This is by, I don't have the name, I'll put it up here. The pattern name, like on Ravelry, is called CJ Simple Mitts. So anyway, it is living in my cute Frida Kahlo bag. I just love Frida. The yarn that I am using, I'm using 3 kinds. The first, well, okay. So I'm using 2. Let me start over. My mother gave me 2 colors of yarn. It's the same kind. It is Cascade 220 superwash. I had said before it was a DK weight. It is not DK. It is a worsted weight yarn. I have the colorway Simple Pink and Strawberry Cream, I think. I can't remember. Here's one. Here's the other. So they're very similar, just one is a lot lighter. I can't remember which one she wanted the mitts out of, so I am making a pair of mitts for myself and a pair of mitts for her. I'm also, where did that go? There it is. Striping in this color, which is Creo yarn. It's on their Mama Bear base, which is a DK. So I'm holding it double to create the right thickness. But this is the Mama Bear base is 45% baby alpaca, 45% merino wool, and 10% mulberry silk. And it's in the colorway Magnolia. So, all that to say, I'm doing the mitts 2 at a time, just like I do my socks. So since I have 2 different colors, I'm just doing one of each color. And this is what they look like. This is the waist yarn to hold the thumb. I worked pretty exclusively on this for a while, and then I put it down and totally forgot. And started working on my cardigan. So yeah. So I will be working on these quite a bit soon, so that, yeah, you can really see the difference in the 2 colors. But I really like how you can have that extra pop of color and texture in the cuff with the Magnolia colorway. But yeah, I think I'm mostly done with the hand. And then that'll be done, and the thumb doesn't take very long. I've probably got 10 more rows of the hand to go. So yeah, it fits me pretty good. My mom has her fingers are a little bit longer than mine, but for the most part we have the same hand. It looks pretty much like mine. So that is all my makes in progress. I have to have double pointed needles to help me get started, especially when you're doing 2 at a time. They are very beneficial. All right, let me pack this back up in here. Drop something on the floor. I don't see it. Oh, anyway. So, that is all I've been working on. I did order some more yarn. And it came yesterday. So, there's 2 specific projects that I ordered this yarn for. So, first one I wanted to show you is the Huntington Yarns, Valley Yarns, and it's the Huntington base, which is a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon blend. It's 50 grams, so it's not a lot of yarn. And it's in the colorway blue, which I really like that blue. It looks really nice. I'll show you the pattern that this is for in a bit. And then I also ordered it's called Cascade Yarns Heritage, so same brand as the mittens. Yeah, it's a 75-25 blend. It's 100 grams, so it's quite a bit more. Of course, they do not put the colorway names on it. It's 5605. I think it's the colorway Plum. Yeah. There is a knitted shawl that I have been wanting to do for a while, and so I just needed a couple more colors to go in it. This is one of them. And then I have this color that will also be used in that shawl and with this in another project. So this is going to be double duty. This again is the Cascade Heritage 75-25 merino nylon blend. The colorway is 5618, which I think is snow or pearl. I don't remember. I looked at so many different white colors. So this is a special yarn that I ordered specifically for this one project, and then the leftovers will go in the other shawl. So the main project that I'm wanting to do, a pair of socks for me and a pair of socks for my husband, and it is the kitty ankle socks. Those are so cute. I love those so much. So I may not make mine ankle. They may go further up, especially for Ryan. He likes his socks longer. But I have the chart back here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it, because we had 2 cats. Well, we have one now, but we had another one as well. So for most of our marriage, we had Dixie and Daisy. And Dixie was black and white. Daisy is gray and white. So I have the gray and the black, and then I put the white in it as well. So I'm going to have one sock that's Daisy and one sock that's Dixie. I'm super excited about it. And then, oh, did I just drop it? I did. So once the cat portion of the sock is done, for my socks, I'm going to do this light blue. Which I really like. This is Cascade Heritage as well. In the colorway Placid Blue. And then Ryan's socks will be this darker blue, because I don't think he would ever wear anything this light blue, because that is the color, it's almost, not quite, almost the color of the University of North Carolina, which is his biggest foe. His biggest rival. He is a Duke man, which is not quite this color, but pretty close. So I figured he'd much rather wear this versus the light blue. Although I don't like the University of North Carolina either. I'm a University of Kentucky fan. We are a bright blue as well, but I'm not gonna hold that against this color. I am more easily like, I will wear this color, not a problem. So these yarns, I'm gonna split this in two so I can get started on them. I am gonna work on that graph though, that chart, make sure it's perfect, the way I want it to be. To represent our girls because they're a big part of our life. So, but I have it right now in my Avengers bag. And of course, you have the Black Panther on here, so works perfectly. Perfect. So, that is everything that's been going on in my life. Next time I record will be in February, and there'll probably only be one podcast in February because at the end of February we're going on a cruise. So excited. So more details about that will come. And so for now, I will see you later. God bless. Bye. I think I got it.